All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Bill Hurlbrink and First Warn 5 meteorologist Savannah Tennyson coming to you from the KCTV 5 newsroom as we continue to track these storms as they move through the area this morning. Again, we've been tracking the weather here this morning since 4:30, Savannah, when we initially saw the tornado warning near Eureka, Kansas. Another one came in near Overbrook Overbrook, Kansas.
Yep.
And then the third one happened while we were on air about 6:20 this morning there just to the west of Lawrence, Douglas County, as it went near Lecompton. Now, no indicated tornado so far from that third one, but that's what triggered our on-air coverage and going wall-to-wall for the last part of the morning show. But unfortunately, the storm activity isn't done for us yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally right. That was the same thunderstorm like you were just talking about that was tornado warned.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's not tornado warned right now, but we do have kind of a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings associated with this line that's going to be coming through the area. So let me cut back to the graphics for you. So here's what we're looking at. Wide view, you can see that most of these are still out of our viewing area. However, we do have that one storm that's just to the north of St. Joe, just to the west of Savannah right now as well. So this is actually going to be going until 8:15. So for about the next 10 minutes, this is just a very low end severe thunderstorm warning. And what I mean by that is we have about 60-mile-an-hour winds with it and penny size hail. So we are watching this very carefully to see if it does tick up just a little bit and intensify. However, it has not quite yet. This is going to be continuing north and east. You can see that direction once I put this in motion. So in Maryville, it's going to be coming to you next. So just a heads up right now. I know a lot of people may be out on the roadways on your Tuesday morning. Here's that line. This is going to continue to move over towards the north and east. So yes, that means that it could be impacting us here in the Kansas City metro. And what I mean by that is taking it a little bit further as a wide view.
Oh, yeah.
You can see that we have more showers and storms down to our east that we're going to be watching too. So you can, way down there just towards the east of Wichita. Those are what we're going to be watching to impact here in the Kansas City metro. We were talking this morning, there were a few wrecks out there. And I didn't know if it was because of the rain showers or, what it was. Go ahead, take it away.
No, I don't think the wrecks here in the Kansas City area were because of the rain necessarily, but we had gotten reports west of Atchison of some semi-trailers blown over there. We saw some of that reports coming in on the National Weather Service chat. But I think what Savannah really keyed in on there is what we're going to be watching here as rest of the day develops, and especially those storms that are already starting to form out just to the east of Wichita, down near Emporia again, who already got hit once this morning, now getting kind of a second line that's starting to form up and come through again. And it's that kind of situation that our First Warn 5 meteorologists are going to be watching here at Channel 5, because it's how those storms come through which is going to affect our severe weather situation later in this afternoon. Again, we're not just watching these willy-nilly as they go by. Each one of them has an effect on the atmospheric setup for later in the afternoon, and that's really what you guys are watching here as we go through the morning. Not just watching each of these lines of storms, each individual warning, but how this is going to affect the setup for later in today.
Yeah, that's so right. So if these showers and storms really start to linger across the area, it looks like, well, we're actually going to be staying a little bit better atmosphere for hardly no severe thunderstorm warnings to be placed.
A little bit more stable there.
Yeah, exactly. But if we do start to see sunshine, those clouds are moving out very quickly and the rain showers are moving out quickly, that means that our atmosphere is going to be destabilizing, which means that, yes, we will have the potential to have some strong to severe storms. I also wanted to mention, Bill, you were talking about maybe a semi or two blowing over. Take a look at these winds.
Wow.
This is not including winds from any severe thunderstorm warnings. Unfortunately, this is going to be the case throughout today. You can see that sustained winds here in the Kansas City metro, almost 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Because this is going to be continuing throughout today, we actually have a wind advisory that's going to be in play starting here within the next hour. This is going to be from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. for the entire area. So this doesn't just mean like you could be getting a little bit gusty because of severe thunderstorm warnings. it means that it's going to be windy throughout today. We have a lot of wind energy in our atmosphere, which for, I mean, semis, but also maybe for you at home, if it's trash day, not a good, equation for
not a good situation. Like what you mentioned there as well, those are not affected. Those are just wind gusts that are forecasted in those severe thunderstorm warnings. So areas just into northwestern Missouri, northeastern Kansas right now, as these severe storms continue to roll through, 50, 60, 70 mile an hour wind gusts are not out of the question with those storms as they continue to go through portions of the Midwest here this morning. Again, you can see the wind advisory she has up there that lasts until 7 o'clock this evening. So despite maybe kind of Kansas City, the metro area within the 435 loop, kind of escaping the worst of some of these storms that were definitely further out to the west and north of our area. It doesn't mean the situation is quite over for today. Definitely still watching a handful of systems out there and what they could do here to Kansas City, and especially there, just look to the southeast of Emporia. That little line could just trek up I-35 and really start to impact portions of Olathe, Overland Park, Lee Summit here as we go through the next couple of hours.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that isn't severe thunderstorm warned at this time. However, once it, gets into our atmosphere, could be a little more unstable, causing it to be a little more windy. I just talked about we have already a lot of wind energy in the atmosphere. We still have, it looks like, that one severe thunderstorm warning. I haven't checked to see if they're going to continue it. Let me check really fast on our National Weather Service chat room right now. But yeah, so this line of showers and storms are going to be continuing to move into our area within the next few hours. And this doesn't mean that once this line is done, that we're done. We are anticipating maybe a few strong to severe storms depending on what the atmosphere is looking like later on. So it looks like from right now, you see that we have an additional development just to the east of Emporia right now, but also 335, more showers and storms ramping up. And this atmosphere has actually been worked over by that one tornado warning that we were covering earlier on this morning. So you can see a lot of instability in our atmosphere right now.
Yeah, definitely something we'll continue to watch here as we go through the morning. But if you are planning on headed west out on the Turnpike today, just heads up. Again, once you get to Topeka, you drop down there south of Emporia, like Savannah was saying, on 335. They're getting impacted by some pretty good showers and storms right now. I don't believe, is that cell warned there, Savannah, that one that runs south of Topeka? I closed my radar here real quick.
Let me zoom in. I think that they just warned it. Yeah, they just warned it.
Okay, yeah. So that one is under a warning there as well, south of Topeka. And again, we're really kind of keeping our eye on those storms south of Osage City over towards Burlington, Kansas right now. They kind of just went through Burlington, portions of Coffee County over towards Waverly, New Strawn, Westphalia. Could be starting to get some rain and some little rumbles of thunder here as that line rolls through. But of course, that one's south of Emporia, east of Emporia now. Like Savannah was saying, that air already got worked over by that tornado warning storm that went through earlier this morning, and now you can see those storms there, not as strong as the ones in portions of northeast Kansas that are continued to be severe thunderstorm warned on those cells. So, but something we're still watching here as that line approaches the metro here, especially as we're kind of starting to die down here for the morning rush hour as most folks have gotten to work, but we still saw a lot of people out on the roads here about 20 minutes ago during our last update during CBS Mornings on air. So again, something we're still watching here as we go through rest of today, this severe threat. Again, not out of the woods quite completely here in the Kansas City metro area as we still continue to monitor several of these severe thunderstorm warnings that are off to our west and northwest here this morning.
Yeah, I was trying to take a look at our future tracker. The data is still coming in right now, so it's kind of paused. So I can't really show you exactly the timing of everything, but these showers and storms are going to continue to move into our region over the next probably 3 hours or so. So it will be impacting the Kansas City metro with some showers. We already saw some showers earlier today. So if you haven't left the house quite yet, make sure that you do have that rain jacket. I would say umbrella, but if you are just now joining in, it is very windy outside, and that's how it's going to be staying throughout today. So definitely will want the rain jacket. We have that wind advisory going until about 7 p.m. tonight, you see that, these severe thunderstorm warnings continuing to pop up. And that's because there have about 60-mile-an-hour winds with them, penny-size hail, maybe up to nickel-size hail. I'm about to see, let's see, this one is for Atchison over in Holt until 9 a.m. And the reason being is because it's moving northeast at 55 miles an hour, and it has 16-mile-an-hour winds with it. So it looks like it doesn't have any hail, so that's great news, because I'm sure people's cars are not in the garage right now since it's Tuesday morning. But just a heads up on that. That is a new severe thunderstorm warning that's coming in. And I anticipate really this line is going to be a severe thunderstorm warned for a majority of this morning because of those winds.
As it goes through portions of northern Missouri, up there, Bethany, up the I-35 corridor as well. You folks in northern Missouri, just be on your heads and toes here as we get ready for this storm to come through, because again, they've been packing quite a punch. Again, none of these storms have had a tornado warning on them, but simply the severe thunderstorm warning, like Savannah mentioned there, due to those strong winds, heavy rains, that can really, cause some issues when you're out there driving through it. Drops your visibility, can move your steering wheel in your hand quite a bit, especially if you get a crosswind and if you drive a higher profile vehicle. And very electrically charged storm. Look at all the lightning flashes up there as well.
Just about to say, look at all the lightning. I want to say how much lightning is associated with this. 177 strikes.
Wow.
Yeah, so very
almost incessant lighting.
Yeah, very electrical, because it is still, the sun's still rising. I bet that, it's a light show out there.
Yeah.
If you can safely, that is the main key here, safely, if you do take any pictures of this lightning, we'd love to see it here at KCTV5. If you want to send it over to our newsroom, I'd love to see it as well. Maybe even feature it on the news later on today. So here's what it's looking like. I do want to just zoom down towards the south with these showers and storms firing up just to the west of Ottawa and Garnett. These will continue to move up into our area heading within the next few hours. It looks like this line actually almost continues all the way down into Oklahoma. So
yeah, look how it's just continuing to form there, and that's kind of what you guys talked about here. We've been having a first warn on this day since last Thursday or Friday, So again, this is something our First Warn 5 weather team was aware of and that we prepared for and that we're ready to go here this morning. And you can see again the weather's shaping up just as they predicted here several days ago, which is one of the primary tenets of First Warn 5 and our weather team here at KCTV 5. So well done to your entire team, Savannah, for keeping us apprised of this situation and for forecasting pretty much what exactly came through, because it originally thought that this was going to come through a little bit later on Monday, but then over the weekend the new data came in and said this is really looking like an overnight Monday into Tuesday type of event. And right at 4:30 as we went on,
right at 4:30,
that's when that first tornado warning was issued there south of Emporia, and that continued up on. And again, this is the way that one single cell continued to tighten up rotation, and then it would kind of not look so stable, but then it would tighten up again and then give us that third one just to the west of Lawrence, where it kind of ended our viewing area, and that's what triggered our wall-to-wall coverage on KCTV5 at around 6:25, 6:30 this morning.
Yeah. It was very pulsy in nature. That's why they continued with that tornado warning up through what was it, about 7:15?
7 o'clock. Yeah. And then they canceled it early, I saw.
Correct.
But still, when you saw what we saw, it's like, okay, well, that rotation isn't as intense anymore. They'll probably allow this to expire, and then it subsequently did.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to wrap up our broadcast here online. We'll have a little bit more information coming up here in just a few minutes over on KCTV5. Then, of course, stay in touch with us here all day long. As again, this is just the first of a couple of different rounds of severe weather we could see today, as Savannah was showing us on Live Power Doppler. Another line of storms starting to form up down there around Emporia. Now, those aren't severe yet, like the ones are to the north and northwest of town, but still could have an impact for us here mid-morning, and then that impact could affect how our weather responds later this afternoon. So again, something our First Warn 5 weather team here will be tracking closely as we go throughout the day. Don't forget, you can always download that First Warn 5 weather app and the KCTV5 news app, especially for days like today, when sometimes those warnings come on in an instant, and sometimes they come on for several different areas. We have a big area that you guys forecast for here too.
Exactly. And that weather app, it triggers if it's in your location. It alerts you, immediately. There's hardly no lag time to it. So make sure to download that. We'll also have videos throughout the app to update you about the severe weather potential later today throughout this morning. So make sure that you jump on CBS right now. We'll be doing a cut in here in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you here around here. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.